Oh my goodness. Yeah, you were first. Since Nowler is not. Oh boy, another session of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm excited. It may not sound like I am. I woke up with a bit of a sore throat, so please bear with me. Um, my bed stuff broke, so I have to run an AC in my room a little longer so I don't get like super hot. So now when I wake up, my throat is so dry and awful, and I hate it. We'll talk about that another time. Anyways, welcome. I hope everyone is doing well. Not much to go over, so I'm just gonna go and bug the players.
That with me.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Go on.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I was gonna do some intro stuff, but there's nothing to say. At least not right now. Not until next month. But are we ready to play? Is there anything new and exciting happening?
Just a healthy amount of chaos.
Excellent.
Are we sure it's still healthy?
Debatable. Yeah, you're not. Howler, you didn't make it. Sorry. Bam took it.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So in my inventory, I think you created a copy of my custom weapon.
Whoops. Top one should be the one that you would want. That's the one that's set up correctly. So it's
the one you didn't copy?
Yeah, the copy is not. Yeah, you can throw away the copy. The regular one is fine. Okay.
I guess second question, because I realized I didn't answer it in Discord. The message that I sent in Discord, is that still okay with you?
You sent me a bit. Which one? Hold on.
The most recent one. The one yesterday at 2. Or at whatever time it was for you. I don't know.
I'm agree. I agree. This is fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. If nothing else, are we ready?
I believe so.
Oh boy. Go ahead and set the mood a little bit. Uh-oh. Where did my OneNote go? Did I close it? I broke it. I did close it. Okay. All right. If nothing else, let's go ahead and begin.
Yeah, boy.
No rest for the wicked. The buzz of the light bulbs cascaded shadows through the gaps between the blinds. The group drifted to sleep, but Kalen was elsewhere. He saw through murky eyes that were far too real to be lucidity of a dream. He sat up behind a desk decorated by papers and blueprints of the device he and Vic used to find more of Vic's kin. Though Kalen didn't fully understand the inner workings of it, he quickly confirmed the accuracy in which the blueprints held. It was a recreation of the work Theron Credulo had done. Yet the chambers remained closed when they arrived at the estate. Only the dormant heart of the Ebon Guard had been taken. How could he so accurately replicate such a device without seeing it? Had he found plans for it to work off of, or was he coached through it? Kalen arose from the chair, heading to the opening of the cavern. He was underground, and the stone felt familiar. He had recalled a vision he had once before. The secret lair of Datus Moors. Could this be the place Vic had seen in the desert? He saw the shuttle seated upon the great platform. Thick bundles of cable running out of the hatch in the back. He saw the table of ebon hearts attached to probes as the dim light flickers with life less dormant than what he had seen when Theron invited him and Medea into the chambers once before. But then he saw it, the ramp leading to the tapered trail. The stone emanating bluish tendrils across the surrounding stone like branches of lightning crawling the sky. The Cerulecyte nestled into the cavern. There was no mistaking it now. This was the rock that he had sudden vision just nights before. But what stood out was the frame down in the center of the opening. A reconstruction of Theron's device stood incomplete. He felt he had time, so he inspected the ship first. It was the same ship that he had used to escape Talis Rosen, and obviously the ship Datus used to escape Tenebris. But Kaelin's body roused from sleep. Controlled by Datus, he told Vic that he needed some fresh air, and he would be but a moment. There was no reason to worry, and no difference in his mannerisms. Vic agreed so long as Kaelin would stay by the window just outside the door. Vic shouted at the group. Kaelin was suddenly vanished. They burst through the door, making chase. They had nothing to track. This was a concrete jungle. No tracks in the mud, no branches broken. The hum of night grew loud and intrusive as they rushed to the truck, being their only lead to find something they could not see. Of course, their search turned up nothing. It was only when Katrina offered help did they have eyes. Katrina was rendered blind in this state as she grasped onto Kaelin's energy. Vic carried her as she led the group on a chase to recover their friend. They didn't have much time. They didn't know how long she could hold onto it without losing herself. They finally caught up, and he suddenly collapsed face first, skidding into a pile of trash in the alley. He immediately came to and was acutely aware that it was, if he could move Datus, the reverse was also true. He urged them to leave immediately. Their location was now compromised. Katrina was trapped. The sound of the real world slowly darkening. She could sense them, the presence of the Fragment Keepers, and they were close. She saw the tiefling girl Medea in her mind's eye. She also sensed the powers that were growing stronger as three of the fragments were close to one another. She closed her mind before another vision came to, and another chance for her to be swallowed by the power. Katrina could feel them. She held on to their energy. In that moment, the desert became less important. They instead found themselves heading back towards the housing districts of Drastenbrook and the west side of the city. Medea was close. As you all rush over to your truck, pulling out of the parking lot that you had paid for, knowing that the motel no longer was safe, or at least to Kaelin's mind was not. You drive away. You look through as several of the lights on the consoles in the center of the truck, right by the passenger side, start blinking in fashion. You can see static across the bulb, like the bulbous CRT that is embedded in the center console. It's nighttime, and you haven't gotten a full night's rest. But blindly you drive towards Drastenbrook once again. We'll begin the session right there. As I'm assuming, Katrina, you are behind the wheel, correct?
Oh yeah, unless someone else decided to drive.
Yeah, who is driving? Is it Katrina here?
I assume it's Katrina.
I
Okay,
fucking
cool.
hope so.
This is fine. Ignore the black smoke. It's
Caitlin-
fine. It's supposed to do that.
Caitlin doesn't even have his learners.
What is the learners?
It's fine, is what it is.
You have a hard time focusing. You've spent a lot of your time being able to control this power that dwells within you. This is the first time you've ever had to call upon it, or at least in recent time. That's exhausting. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, fuck. Let me do that. Oh yeah, it checks out.
Okay. You barely hold on as you stave off that exhaustion that pools your energy, though you can still feel it. The strength that you had felt when you first arrived here back in Pernios. It was unmistakable. You noticed that these fragments were close and you could feel it. But somehow yours is dulled. As a little bit, at least what was sent to you is now shut off. What would be going through your mind currently?
Mostly just kicking myself for actually having used it when probably didn't really have to.
That vivid image of the tiefling girl is in your mind. Laying on a cot or a couch, you're not sure. But the unmistakable image of Talus Rosin. Someone that you haven't seen in some time. It's vivid. And they're close. What are the rest of you doing as you are now driving through the city?
I think Nuke is probably thinking back to how we were just mere moments away from Medea back on Pernios. Tenebris. Essentially, we just missed her by moments. So he's probably tense, quiet, but super focused and determined that hopefully the tiefling that she saw is indeed Medea, and we get there ASAP.
And Vic, what would be going through your mind?
Vic is. I guess Vic is probably kind of in his own mind at the moment, similar way that Nuke is. That we were so close before. Hopefully, we don't end up being just close again. But as he's thinking about this, he's twirling that small matte black orb between his hands, kind of just lost in thought as he stares at it, but just hoping that we can get there in time.
And finally, Kaylin.
Kaylin is going to be worried, obviously, about what they're walking into. At first, he's going to be, double checking his weapon, sort of making sure it's in top shape.
Okay.
And then he's going to remember that he hasn't actually figured out the item that he got from Verdula's estate. So he's going to take that out and look at activating it.
Okay. So you'll spend your time focusing on it. You all see as several other... Katrina, go ahead and roll me a high or low.
Oh shit. First one. This is fine.
Got this.
Let's go with... We'll start low, because I have low expectations for this roll.
All right.
Technically low.
Technically, it is just
Wow.
on the line, so
Amazing.
Aggressively neutral. Let's go.
you look at some of the devices on the center console. Knobs and buttons of various things. You see one flashing. You watch as on the center console, one of the smaller monitors above this main console monitor, you see as it just says core depletion, quarter left, replace soon. But you have energy, and you're driving around. You only know of the direction. As their positions, you didn't allow yourself to focus too much. And the districts of Drastenbrook are vast. You drive around aimlessly for some time, not really knowing what you're looking for.
You know, I'm kind of getting second thoughts about us charging in like this, especially when we're all like looks around half asleep.
Speak for yourself. How far out are we?
We need to get there.
Still have a little ways to go.
We're not missing her again. The last time we missed her by moments. What else did you see? I mean, what are we walking into? Guards?
I can't see them. I can only see two of them.
Any indication of which building they were in at all?
I couldn't even see the buildings. It was just them.
What? How does that work?
Fuck if I know.
It's a conversation for another time. We just need to get there. Need to find her. Somehow.
Well, let's step on the gas then, shall we?
But wait, you just said that you don't know where the building is. So
Not a fucking clue.
Stepping on the gas to where?
We'll find
I mean,
out.
how do you know we're even going in the right direction?
There's a pause.
If I remember correctly, I thought we knew that she was like to the, would it be west, I think?
The direction
West side of the
that
city?
the west, yeah, was the west side of the city.
Mhm.
You had been into Drastenbrook just knowing that there were, I mean, mind you, it's not one street, it's hundreds of streets. This is a city. And Katrina had a vague idea of a direction. She saw no landmarks, nothing, but she sensed the presence in this direction. A building, place, vehicle, underground, nothing would tell you where you were going. You're as blind as she in this moment.
Look, if I was to try and do that again, I don't know if I'd be able to pull myself out. And I'd be absolutely useless.
Perhaps now is the time to explain then what exactly happened. What was that?
I mean, you could
Something-
see, but you couldn't see. How does that even make sense?
It's less seeing and more sensing. I've always been able to feel these other entities. There's always been 4 of them. But I don't know who they are, what they are, and just a vague direction of where they are.
You can feel their presence.
Always have, but if I try, like this pressure, this power tries to keep me locked away.
I
Who has
mean,
no idea where it comes from.
always had it. I have no idea where it would have come from.
I don't want to sound insensitive or anything, but I mean, we got no other way of knowing where to go.
Do you really want me
Precisely.
to use it while driving?
Of course not.
Kaylin, you can drive, right? I mean, you're good with gadgets and shit. You can surely sail this vessel.
I've never used something like this before.
Vic, you are a machine, right? So I mean, this could be your cousin or something.
He has a bike, does he not?
I do, indeed.
It's similar, except you don't use the handles for the acceleration. It's the pedals down here. I can give you a quick rundown.
Are you comfortable with this? With trying this again?
No. But if it means getting you to your friend, I'm willing to give it another shot. But if I do, I can't guarantee if I'll be able to help you when we get there.
Is there some kind of a check that any of us can do to figure out what this could be?
I'd say Nuke is completely oblivious anyway.
Vic's kind of been alive long enough that he might have an idea, but I don't know what it would be, what the check would be.
I'll say roll a history with disadvantage.
Sure.
I believe you would
History.
still have disadvantage anyways.
Yeah, I have disadvantage anyways because
You're still exhausted.
Yes.
yeah, I
Shit.
think I have 1 point. Or do I have 2?
It's like
I have
3
1 right now.
seconds.
No, I do have 2.
Is it 2?
It is still 2. I don't remember why, but
Because no
Maybe I'm
sleep
wrong.
yet. You know.
But it's sleep.
that's not bad.
You're not listening or thinking through history. You don't recall any type of connection. And even now, the fragments was such a huge realization, knowing that Medea was the first time you had ever come in contact with the fragments of Canaan and their vast powers of prediction.
Hmm.
There's something that connects it, something that binds it to one another. And the only thing you can really think of is that if what Medea had gave her some powers of premonition, that whatever Katrina is facing or dealing with has something to do with them, something to do with these powers coming together. But it's too far out of reach.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting. How certain are you that you're able to do this again without complication?
Not high.
Is there anything we may be able to do to aid you in this? Need to find her. You understand this, right?
I understand, but I can't guarantee anything. I have barely even used this in God knows know how long.
I have a question. If I use enhance ability, it says that it gives advantage on checks, but I'm assuming that doesn't mean like saving throws.
Only checks.
Is it checks when she's trying to?
Saving throws.
Okay.
It's so that she can maintain control.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm just thinking. I know I suggested that you use it again, but I mean, you said it's a general direction, right?
That's about it. Yeah.
I mean, doing this one more time is probably not going to help that much. I mean, it's going to tell us in what direction, right? But I mean, unless you can do it 10 or 15 more times, I mean, really, I don't know, we probably need multiple times to like pinpoint where she is.
Well, we could try to triangulate it. If we go to 3, well, we've got 1 point. Does anyone have a map?
Do I have a map on my tablet of Pernius?
No. Kaylin, go ahead and roll intelligence check.
Ugh.
You've only had a day with the truck, and there are so many bobs and bits and bobs and gadgets within. You do look at the center console, which is also mirrored on a chair that is right behind the driver's seat, and there's a secondary console that is identical to it. There is almost like a CRT like panel in the center. Does have like a select input in the top left corner with various mechanical buttons that are lighting up and flashing under.
I guess I'll go and check it out.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
Yes.
Looking over the controls, most of them are not labeled. However, you do notice that there are at least input selectors, almost like a TV broadcast console. You push one button under, you can see it flash. Seems as though there's a reverse view from behind the truck. You push another button, it pops up. Crude outlines of the streets, pinpointing your direction as you are driving through.
I think we do have a map.
Okay.
I kind of just lean forward and like, at least says where we are now.
At the start, make a note of that. Where were we when we initially did the action?
Further
Maybe
east.
Like it kind of.
Yep.
Okay, so make a point on that map. We're gonna have to go to another spot for me to try this, and I'll have to do it again at one other spot to try and triangulate.
Wait,
Alright.
so you're going to do it 2 more times?
If you want to get as accurate of a location as we can get with just direction.
Did we, out of character, did we not get distance as well last time?
No.
Not really.
It was only when Katrina started focusing fully. The reason why you were able to find Kaylin in such a way is because you were hyper focused. But it put Katrina in line of whatever she draws her power from.
Gotcha.
And Katrina, you know that if there are certain parts of you that you could offer, parts of your mind that you will lose to get answers you need or want, but it always comes at a cost.
Yeah. Let's try to avoid that cost. We can.
Who are you talking to?
That would be telling.
God damn.
Right. One last question. When you saw Medea, I mean, could you see what was around her, even like right beside her?
No.
Was she alive?
She looked to be. I can tell.
From what you remember her laying on some kind of couch.
Oh, I can see a couch?
Yeah, she was laying down on like some kind of couch, bed, a cot, something. It was more blurry and it wasn't something that you could focus, but you remember her like on side, hands under her cheek, half asleep, eyes barely open. More out of boredom than tiredness.
From what I could tell, she was on some sort of a cot, but it was very hard to see. Looked bored.
So we can't tell whether she's in a warehouse or apartment.
No. Even the thing she was on was barely visible.
Hmm. Right. So let's find this second location then. Where would be best to find a central spot? Just continue west or until we reach the city, or is that too far?
Shouldn't go too far. Maybe if we go about halfway. And I could try again.
We should also get off of the current line that we're on if we're to triangulate a position.
Mm-hmm.
So I head further north first then. North
Okay.
and then more west.
Do it.
All right. I kind of just look back at the little sphere.
Mm-hmm.
You drive around for a bit more, hoping that you could triangulate some kind of position, gain information as to where these people are, what they're doing. About an hour passes, making it from street to street, passing various buildings, apartments, restaurants. The glow of the street lights kind of pass rhythmically as you drive through. There's not much traffic. Pass a few vehicles here and there. But it's the cracks of the city that you're seeing mostly at night. The things that people don't see during the day. The swaths of homeless people. Encampments built along sides of the bridge. Multiple places that have been fallen to derelict, but you can see the soft glow of barrel fires lighting up the stone walls. There's a lot more decay than the city wants people to believe. But eventually you find a place, quiet, ripe for whatever you're about to do, Katrina.
All right. Let's do it.
If you'd like to take my place here, I can attempt to navigate the vehicle as we move, or as you search. I don't know if that's beneficial, or if it's better we stay
No,
in
we
one
should
spot.
hold our point. That way we can use it with the previous point to try and see where they intersect.
Right. I understand.
All right.
Are you certain there's nothing we can do? Anything to help ease this
If I
burden?
knew, I would let you know. Unfortunately, I barely know myself.
Yeah, let me see. It's just checks as well. Damn it. Okay, it's fine. You know what? I'm gonna do it anyways. Because I don't know what's going on. Vix kind of reaches a hand out and kind of touches your shoulder, and the runes all across him kind of glow very faintly, and out into his hand. And I'm gonna use bolstering magic on you, so you can add a D3 to any checks or attacks, but yeah, any ability checks
Very nice.
for 10 minutes. So
Huzzah!
Medea.
What?
Sorry, Katrina.
she's here again.
She's there. You
Oh,
found
shit.
her.
Infallible.
In the truck. She's been here all along.
Should have popped out of the trunk. It's like, hello.
I've been here the whole time.
God damn it.
Is
I hate that I know
there,
what that's from.
is there any outward expression of what's about to happen? Do they see anything on your face, your form, anything?
Well, it wouldn't be so much on her, but just barely above and behind her, like an eye opens.
Okay. You can see the faint, translucent eye start to open.
What the fuck is that?
Lean back to Kaylin. Kaylin, you're kind of arcane-ish. What is this?
Can I do an Arcana check?
Sure.
I'm freaking out, man.
Whatever this type of magic is not something that you have seen or experienced in your time, nor have there any tomes that refer to this. Though you have read certain things about types of casters, those that draw their powers from an unseen force, energy from a different place, time, entity. Whatever she's connected to, it seems as though that power is always watching.
It seems as though something else providing this, whatever it is. It's not like any magic I've ever seen before.
While Kaylin is
keep
talking, Nuke is moving like to the side, like side to side. Is the eye following him or not?
No. It's jutting back and forth violently, like kind of like aggressively moving. You can see it like shift, and it's already looking in a different position. Katrina, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw.
Look,
Yep, the bolstering magic doesn't help with that then. Damn.
this is fine.
I tried.
The sounds around you fade. You no longer hear the outside world. But you can feel heartbeats. Several that are closer to each other. Everybody else around you see as these other two eyes open. Again, you can feel, I mean, vision is a hard thing to explain. You're not seeing Medea and Talus Rosen. It's what your mind make sense of how you're feeling. It's an experience that has no real words to it. But you can feel yourself drawing closer to them somewhere in Drastenbrook. You're close.
I get a pinpoint on the direction.
Would you like to go? Would you like to go further in?
I'm gonna do one more step forward. See if I can get at least a direction.
DC is 17. Wisdom saving throw.
Fuck.
You try to pinpoint the location. However, everybody else you see is the other eyes also open. As you see this arc of eyes behind, looking in all directions. These are piercing, and at this point, every time you look at them or even passively look at them, they look as though they are piercing your gaze. Like they are looking beyond or further into you. You sense, Katrina, you sense every one of them. And you see the faces of those that have what you are looking for.
That way.
You're drawn. You went further west. Draws you east. However, you try to pull away as now you can sense all of them. Medea. Talus. Renault. As well as Datus Morse. All four of them hold a fragment. And not everybody is congregated in the same place. You can tell that Talus, Rosen, and Medea are close to one another.
This is fine.
Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw. DC of 17.
Uh-oh. Fuck.
As you rip yourself away, you're closer to your answer, though if you would have gone further or at least held on to this thread for too long, you would have lost something of yourself. You take a point of exhaustion and you can no longer, for now, or if at all, have the ability to use Eldritch Blast.
Oh, fuck. I got the direction, but I don't think I have all of my abilities anymore. It took something again.
Roll me an Arcana check, Katrina.
Oh no. Oh, with disadvantage. Beautiful. Hey,
Oof.
I know what magics do. I swear.
Not 100% sure of that, but the thing that you recall just before you rip away is a breeze, trees, there's grass, there's flora and fauna in this area, some kind of park. You can smell the greenery in an area. Wherever they are, they're somewhere where there's trees. Something nature.
There's trees near them? What places around here have trees?
Kaylin is gonna go to the map and sort of draw a line in the direction that she gave,
Mm-hmm.
and see if there's anything with greenery at the intersection point.
Roll an investigation. As you scroll the dial out from the screen, getting a better overview of the map, you don't have all of the information, but where the lines intersect is in close proximity to a center point around one of the districts of Drastenbrook. An entire block dedicated, almost like a central park of sorts. You see across the screen, or the blank spot within this, just surrounded by these apartment complexes. The name Alum Park. And there are a few other smaller parks, but this is the one that stands out as it's a named landmark of Pernios.
I suppose if it's going to be a large area with trees, then this is probably the most likely. And he's gonna put his finger on the area on the map where it's like this prominent sort of feature of the city.
Okay.
Do the lines intersect at any point? Can that give us like a rough idea?
Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Can I give her advantage?
It'll just be a straight roll, as exhaustion is there. So go ahead and roll straight.
Yeah. Straight intelligence, you said, or investigation?
Investigation.
Okay. The normal roll.
That teetered.
And with the two lines as close in proximity to the feeling, the direction that you were drawn from, it does correspond slightly with this park. However, looking at it on the map, having to zoom out so far as Kaylin scrolls the dial back on the screen, every click you notice that this park is large. Thousands of acres of land that is dedicated to just greenery, surrounded by hundreds of these brownstone apartments.
I'm assuming the lines don't intersect in this park?
There is a intersecting part in it, but in terms of like accuracy, you're not 100% sure. But there is a bit of intersection within the park itself.
So it gives us roughly a couple blocks then that they could be in.
Mm-hmm. This entirety of this block itself is the park.
Oh, fuck.
So like what you're seeing is like a central park. You have this one block where there's a park in the center, and then you have a whole bunch of brownstone apartments lined up around the entirety of it.
Would I know if there's anywhere or any way to get from the park like down into Eisenherz or vice versa?
Into Eisenherz? A lot of the old like elevators, the lifts that go down into them have been in disrepair for so long. Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Sure, so with disadvantage still, but just because, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that there was a mention that they were underground, right?
No, there was no indication of that.
Well, I'm still gonna. So.
Worth checking, anyways.
In terms of any lifts to Eisenherz in this area, you're not 100% sure. This area wasn't as developed, or at least not developed in this way since the last you've been here in Pernios.
Oh, right. We thought that she was like in a warehouse or a house or an apartment or something. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
She's on a cot.
Can I Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's all I want to say.
I was just going to interject with a point of order. Since we're working in two-dimensional space, we don't actually need a third location.
Oh, true.
Because you only need the intersection of two lines.
Yeah, I was
guess,
thinking
yeah.
that, but I didn't want to cut shit off. I realized after what I said. Dum.
It's fine. Want to be extra accurate.
Yes. All right. Well, we know where to start at least. Are you all right?
Been better.
You said that it took from you. Took again?
Yep.
What did it take?
Do I know exactly what it took?
There feels like there's a lesson, like lessened energy in your magic. You can feel that there are certain things that you can't cast. You would have known.
Some of my spells, my magical potency has been reduced significantly.
I see. Well, let's attempt to keep that at bay for now then.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Nuke is silently
gives a
guilty.
nod. Let's get your friend.
When we get there, I'll fly up and try and scout the area.
Okay.
All right.
Driving through, it's late. Everyone that hasn't already, go ahead and roll me Constitution saving throw, as you have not gotten rest for the night.
Constitution saving throw.
It's fine.
I'm good at these, right? Yeah.
Oh, Vic, your Constitution saving throw, roll it again.
What? Okay. Why?
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Number 2. Isn't number 2 saving throws as well?
Nope. Number
Or is that
2
3?
is half speed.
Half speed. 3 is saving throws. Okay.
3 is saving throws.
Yeah.
Yep.
You all maintain for the night. However, the difficulty will start to increase as time goes on, the longer you stay awake. The sun now crests over the horizon of the wall that protects Pernios, shining through this translucent dome, protecting Pernios from the elements outside. You see, as eventually, even beyond some of these buildings that are 6, 7 stories, you can see the trees that stand taller still above. It's massive. You turn down one of the streets and head onto one of the main roads. There are multiple places to pull in and park along this area. Are you just pulling in from what side? What side of the park are you pulling in from? Are you driving around? What are you doing?
Probably pulling it along the side. We don't want to go directly in. Trying to be as discreet as possible, if possible.
You guys would have been driving in on this direction, since that was a secondary line that you were pulling from.
Right.
Okay. So you pull up alongside the park, and it's massive, mind you. Looking from where you are through the gates of this area that is just green, dozens of trails leading off, and you can see as there may be some people on the outside that are camped up, a couple tents tied to the wrought iron fences that protects this like inner sanctum. But for the most part, this time of hour, it's quiet. But you have thousands of acres to look through.
Kalen's gonna hop out and start flying up.
Okay. You take to the skies, soaring over the canopy of the trees, looking at any of the trails that break through the branches, which you can see openings, and you can see as that this is not just a place like a park. There are buildings within, small stalls. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Ooh.
Okay. You fly around for a couple hours. It's a vast swath area, just trying to scan what you can see. Eventually, day breaks. The morning sets in. The thing that stands out the most now is there is a grouping of trailers pulled up from one of the parking lots on the southeast side of the park, almost at the corner. There are dozens of trailers, like a fair or a carnival being set up. You see a couple people walking around, moving, opening some of the trailers, setting up stalls. But nobody, just this fair is the only thing that stands out.
So no indication of them or any sort of quote unquote suspicious anything.
No, just looks like somebody is setting up some type of activity, event.
I guess how many, was it just a lot of like small buildings, or was there like, half a dozen, or like are there too many to sort of check individually is sort of what I'm getting at.
There are significant amounts. You see one, there's like this small kind of like structure where there's multiple stalls, all with the gates closed. It seems as though there's like a little place like food stalls. Another would be like a gazebo surrounded by some sort of water feature. Various landmarks within it, not necessarily buildings or places of operation, but just more of scenery that is used to like enjoy the park a little bit differently than just walking through on a hiking trail. There's about a dozen of them or so.
All right. Well, I guess at that, with nothing particularly standing out, Kalen will fly back to the party, whatever they've been doing for the past couple hours while I fly around, and sort of report back that there's nothing that stands out enough to make any conclusions.
In the meantime, what are the rest of you doing?
you said this is like a Central Park type
Mhm.
place, right?
Yeah.
I think Nuke is definitely agitated. You know, he's like, obviously we're on a mission here. He's focused on, you know, anticipating, hoping, worrying. But at the same time, I think he would also be kind of, I don't know if taking in is the right phrase, but I mean, this is quite a beautiful area. I think it would be something that, you know, would strike him. You know, being that he's been on a tin can in space forever.
Do you stay within the truck or do you go outside?
I think I'd probably get out.
Okay.
I don't think I would wander too far away from the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Probably just outside it, to be honest. I don't think I'd venture anywhere. I mean, in terms of locating, Nuke is quite helpless. Unless Medea just walks in front of him. So I've no reason to venture from the truck. Yeah.
When you step out into the parking lot beyond the gates, this is the first time you've realized how stagnant the air has been throughout Pernios. I mean, there was a breeze, but you noticed that there was something that nullified it. Maybe the tall buildings. And you remember that there's a dune outside that is being held at bay. You look up and you see the barrier. And even now, as in that moment, the sun gets blotted out for a brief bit. The passing of a sandstorm that, without the barrier on the outside, would have surely covered everything in dust and sand within the city. There's something that was very reminiscent on Tenebrae Station. Sure, there was vents, recirculators, creating artificial atmosphere for you to breathe, but there was never really air. However, that's different within this park. A cool breeze passes by. You're not sure how or why this one particular place has some kind of air current, but it's refreshing.
Yeah, I'd imagine like when I go back to Ireland, when I get off the airplane, I notice immediately like that when you take in that fresh air, it's kind of like a cool, but you know, almost feeling lighter. Mm-hmm. I think you know, Nuke, while it's not visually striking, I think definitely physiologically being here was almost like a, you know, uplifting, cleansing sense.
But you have a look and you do see, as down one of the trails you watch as each of the lights start to blink out as the sun more and more fills the sky and there's no need for street lamps to light paths. You watch as they blink out. This is what you were waiting for. Coming to a planet. This is what you were hoping for.
For sure.
What are the rest of you doing? Vic, Katrina.
I think after a bit.
Sure.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
I was gonna say, I'm just kind of looking around there to see if I notice anything that might possibly be familiar and help narrow down everything.
Go ahead and roll Roll a perception check.
Okay. Computer perception check is not so hard. Please click button. It might be a little harder than I thought.
Did you remain within the truck, or did you take a step out?
I would have been in the truck.
Okay. Looking through one of the windshields, you watch as Kaylin soars away. From where you are, nothing stands out. Seems as though the trees on this side of the park, this preserve, are older than a big portion. Branches that extend far into the sky, and gnarled trees that cover paths, blocking your view beyond. Not really much to see unless you decide to traverse into the park itself. Vic.
I'll go in a little bit, but keeping line of sight.
Mm-hmm. Just making sure that you keep track of the trail that leads back to your truck.
Mm-hmm. I want to be able to see where the others are at.
Mm-hmm. And it's quiet. It's very quiet.
Too quiet.
Too quiet.
Roll initiative.
It's fine.
And there's something comforting. Obviously, there's something comforting being in an area where, you know, you've been lodged, like stuck in a tin can for so long. It's refreshing. And again, that breeze hits you. Reminds you of an old time. Back when Pernios was not surrounded by the walls, the desert that keeps it from sort of thriving in the way that other cities do. Brings back old memories. Vic, what would you be doing?
I think Vic's almost in the same boat as that last sentence you just said, because he would I mean, for a bit he would stay in the truck and whatnot, but once he saw Medea, god damn it, once he saw Katrina get out and walk out, I would kind of peek out the door and go and kind of stand next to Nuke and just say, this place wasn't quite finished when I left. It's good to see there's still some green in the city.
Quite beautiful, really. Peaceful.
Not a luxury that you get many other places these days. Used to be more like this. Not now, though. Have you seen? He kind of just stops for a moment, just contemplates. Have you seen grass before?
I mean, I've seen pictures of it. When we were approaching Zeals, I mean, I saw, out the window. Before now? No.
And what type of year is it again? Is it like early spring, like fall-ish? Like what's?
It is fall. You do
leaves on
see
the
it
ground
like
and everything?
beginning. You're starting to see the shift in colors. Like a lot of the trees, the deciduous trees, are starting to shift into that yellow orange.
Okay. All right. And it's one thing to see these in pictures, but quite different up close, isn't it?
It's the smell. I mean, you know, I kind of imagined what it would be like, but I didn't imagine this.
Can you describe it to me?
It's like when you take a breath, I almost feel lighter, clean. It's difficult to explain, really. Wait, it's even more difficult to explain to you. I mean, you don't breathe, right? So
I do not.
just kind of get used to, you know, the way things are. It's only when you're confronted with, you know, such a dramatic change. I noticed. I'd like to live in a place like this.
Perhaps one day you will.
Huh.
And you're here on Zealous now. I doubt you'd like to return to Tenebris. So,
I'm never going back to that shithole. I mean, it's a large step, you know, getting here, but I know it almost feels like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. Further on we go, the more problems we run into. Someday maybe.
once this is all through,
And if I don't die.
Indeed.
And Nuke is just, I guess, like subtly nodding, but he's just, I guess, in awe, just taking all this in. This is like a, well, I don't know if romantic is the right word, but we might be having a moment.
Well, I mean,
I put my hand on top of Vix. No, I don't. But yeah, he's just taking this in, just looking around, grin on his face.
Man, that would have been a twist.
no kidding.
No.
I've always liked you.
Vixen reached down and just, I think there's like one or a few leaves on the ground. It's gonna pick up a leaf from the ground and just place it on in Nuke's hand. Just something to remember. The green. Something
Take
from
it.
Batman.
Awfully romantic.
I'll take it.
A reason to stay alive for. Let's put it that way.
I got a lot of plans. Let's finish what we're doing, and I guess plenty of time for that.
Yeah, and I guess while we're out here, I'll kind of take a scan around as well and see if there's any like, I don't know, judging from like the map that you, or the not the map, but the little diagram here. There's like houses all around, right?
Yeah, those are all like apartment complexes.
Okay, and it's still like pretty early morning.
You start to see people coming in and out. People are going on their like morning jogs through the park itself.
Okay.
Like you are just cresting in the very front entrance. Like if you were to try to walk from one side to another, like you're it's like a 3-mile walk through the shortest side versus like 10 miles vertically.
Okay.
From north to south at least. Yeah, it's a very large piece of land.
You think she's in one of the buildings?
fucking hope so. Hey, I never did give that thing to Cradulo. You know that thing that I like broadcasted in my face? Maybe if we do it again, Medea could just come out to us. That was a joke, by the way.
I mean, drawing them to us may not be the worst plan, but let's not do that right now.
Right.
We need to know where they're coming from first. Right. And I would assume at this point is when Kalen is coming back towards
as you
this kind of
all
thing.
kind of just congregate around the truck, you do see as Kalen swoops down feet first as he's coming in for a landing, slowing himself down on approach.
See what he found.
Don't see anything suspicious. There's a some sort of setup for an event, I suppose, but not even sure what it's for. Number of tents, whatnot, but nothing stands out. Have any of you had any luck?
No.
Unfortunately not. This park is huge. It's possible she's in the buildings around the outside, but even those are numerous.
Well, if that's all we have, then we should check them.
As in, check them all one by one.
Do you have a better idea?
Nuke may have had one.
Oh?
I passed it off as a joke, but we could draw them out. He has
Could be dangerous.
the projection device from Cordula's estate. It would be dangerous, for sure. However, we have a couple of options. We can either, project saying exactly where we are, or give them a farce, so to speak. Somewhere to go so we know where they're coming from. If Medea doesn't go with them, well, we know where to go.
We would lose any element of surprise.
We would need to be quick as well. Keep an eye out for any strange activity, anyone coming in a hurry. Go where they left from.
They could try to escape too.
Indeed.
I mean, we do have another option. Trina's probably not gonna like it. Couldn't we just, drive around here, drive into the middle, and then she do her thing again? We know exactly. Well, we can kind of the corner she's in. If she's in one of these buildings, wouldn't that give us a manageable?
It may narrow down the building, but there's still a lot of rooms. I assume they're all apartments.
A lot of like the top parts are apartments. You do notice, especially along this path, there are Looking out at the buildings, you are starting to see some people pulling, like sliding up the gates that were covering a lot of these like very wide open windows, storefronts. You see across the street there is a breakfast cafe that just opened. A couple shopping outlets, clothing outlets still remain closed. It's not that time of day for people to go shopping.
Although it's possible, we could ask these shop owners here if they've seen anyone, but that could also draw their attention and cause them to escape as well.
Don't know how many of them are working with them exactly.
Precisely.
That thing that you do, does that? I mean, if they were quite high up, I mean, would it tell you? Like if they were in that building over there, up on the top, Nuke points at the top of the building. Can you tell that it's elevated?
It would take a lot more energy and higher chance to lose something if I wanted to narrow it down that accurately.
I mean, I really don't even want to ask you to do it. I mean, you've already done it twice. I kind of feel a bit guilty.
I prefer to not do it again, if that's all right. Want to at least be semi-helpful in the more than likely fight to come.
Right.
Is there any more detail about the room they were in, or perhaps something about...
Mhm.
No.
Just the cot. And even that, I'm not 100% sure if it was a cot or a couch.
Although if you could smell the park, chances are it's one of the rooms along this side.
Wasn't by choice.
Still.
Perhaps we
Something to
should
go on.
Perhaps we should go from the buildings closest to the intersection point on the map. Fan out from there. At least give us a better chance of finding us sooner.
I guess, yeah. Where does the intersect come in? Like, is it like? I imagine it's not in the center of the park. So, like, which?
No. It definitely was. I mean, it's a hard one to say.
Can I ask something real quick? Can I help here? With your response, is there in terms of an escape, like a main route out? Is there a main route out or no?
Of the park?
Yeah, I'm thinking here. Like if I was going to hide in a place here, I'd also like to have an escape route, like a, I don't know, fucking easy access to a freeway, something. I don't know. Is there any like location around this perimeter that would stand out as more preferred, if that was your thought process?
A lot
Or
of
no?
these areas have like very heavy, like high through traffic. So
This is like downtown, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You start to see as more like as morning continues on, and as several other shops, like you see a coffee shop open, you see people waking up, getting ready for their day, either heading to work or whatever activities they had planned. It is a very high traffic area. Most people, I mean, getting away with things in this area is easy considering that no one is paying attention to one another. Everyone being the main character of their story.
Mm.
But there's
And
no...
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just saying that there's no real getaway, right? Depending upon time of day, you start to see as more and more vehicles pass through this area. You see more people pull into, especially in the parking lot, or at least the little indent park right where you are next to your truck. See a couple people get out, and go on their runs, hikes for the morning. There are dozens of people around at this point.
And remind me, we're looking for obviously Medea, and you said it was Talus is close to her, right?
Close proximity.
In terms of direction, again, it's not. Katrina wasn't fully giving you a direction. I mean, could sense it, but there was no. Without diving deep into like finding, she just felt as they were in that direction. There was no ability to fully pinpoint.
Right.
Somewhere where there's trees and green, breeze, is a place where Medea and Talus Rosin nestled.
Medea is obviously a tiefling. What's Talus? Is he just human or
There's a hobgoblin.
hobgoblin? Do we see any other tieflings or hobgoblins around?
Go ahead and roll a perception.
Can I as well?
I'll allow for anybody looking and getting a feeling of who is around. Roll a perception.
Damn.
Nuke, you're not gonna roll?
Oh, sorry.
I'm trying to get an idea of like how rare these types of races are.
Shit.
Oh, damn.
Worst perception roll of my life.
Jesus. I mean, all four of us weren't great here, but
We're all participating.
yes.
From your rolls, especially from the people that are coming out, you notice that the population is very much consistent of it's heavily human, elven, and dwarven. There's enough population to be noticeable of like orcish descent as well. You'll catch a tiefling once every, 10,000 in the population here. But it's mostly human, elven, small population of dwarf and orc.
Okay.
I don't really want to sound negative or too negative, but I mean, this is like trying to find a what's that saying from that book? Needle in a haystack.
Needle in a haystack.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for just starting somewhere, but this is almost impossible.
And someone around here must have seen something.
Nuke, your stomach growls.
I swear to God.
Morning is coming and hunger does set in.
Maybe we observe the area for a while, see if we can see any familiar faces. They don't exactly know we're here yet.
Don't want to miss our opportunity, though.
Well, if you can tell us exactly where we're supposed to be for said opportunity, we will gladly go there.
You said there were shops opening, right? Like outlets, croissants, shit like that.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Small breakfast diner opens up, coffee shop.
I mean, perhaps we could, I don't know, just go over there and, I mean, we got to start somewhere, right? I ain't exactly seeing a whole lot of hobgoblins around here.
Nor tieflings.
At the same time, well, I mean, if Medea is held captive, I can't imagine she's going to be freely walking about.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Perhaps. I mean, what's that other saying? 2 birds, 1 stone. Grab some food. See if we can, pick up a lead.
I so want to say it.
I mean, unless somebody else has got a better idea.
I don't believe we do.
I am kind of peckish.
Kalen's not happy about the idea that we're not actively searching, but doesn't say anything because he does not have a better idea at the moment. He's just generally frustrated at not being able to do anything in this situation.
Vic is also quite frustrated at it, so it's especially since he doesn't need food. It's like
You don't
we
need
gotta
what?
do something.
You don't need
I
what?
do not require sustenance. Thank
Okay.
you. Because yeah, it's like he could just like go around and look at things and you know interrogate people, but that's not going to get them anywhere either. So. Suppose we should start somewhere. And let's look at Nuke and let's find you some sustenance.
Do any of the places I can see, whatever food places, do any of them look particularly better than the rest? As in, perhaps more people would be, or people would be more likely to, go to a particular place.
Go ahead and roll
A Starbucks
perception.
or a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Double egg and bacon. Sorry, roll what?
Perception.
Oh my god. That's
Oh,
crazy.
no.
That is nuts.
Looking around, you see a few people, but there's this one shop that catches your eye. They're just pulling out some of their tables, like these wrought iron tables. A small little like breakfast nook. An eggs bistro. It screams to you, you see, as they roll out this like black and white awning over the door. It's very fancy and uppity. There's an air about the people that are going in and out. Something intriguing.
We could try over there. Wait, are we just going to walk around here, or do we need disguises, or?
Kalen would already be in his.
effectiveness. Oh,
Kalen's already in his sort of like disguise thing, like his mask and everything.
oh right, we have disguise things, don't we?
You guys picked up some cloaks.
That's right.
Nothing
Good
fancy.
point. Yeah. Just cloak and hood, yeah, over top of this giant robot.
It's very subtle.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. All right. Start there. Don't steal anything.
Wait, you talking to me?
I'm looking directly at you. Yes.
I'm like looking behind me, like as in, or is he talking to someone behind me? Maybe. I know what you're talking about. I'll walk on past him in my cloak towards that shop.
I'll pull up my hood and follow.
I'm
Kalen
thinking
follows
in my head.
along.
I'm thinking in my head, fucking Katrina getting me in trouble.
I mean, fair.
This is all her fucking fault. Fucking minute. Disgruntled mumbles.
Fair.
You wait to be seated as you are brought menus. However, there's a bit of a confused look as the waiter looks over in Vic's direction, almost expectantly, like, "Do you need this?"
So I think what I would do actually, if Nuke is getting a table, you said that someone was like setting up the chairs and the awning and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Nuke's getting the table, I would like to go up to that person who's setting stuff up. my companion is requiring some sustenance. Would you require some assistance while I await his return?
No, it's fine. I get paid for this, so it's quite all right. If
Are
you
you
need
certain?
a seat, you can pull up to the front. They'll get you seated. Yeah, of course,
Right.
I'm fine. I mean, they pay me to do this, so I appreciate the offer.
I understand. I have to say it. I just do not require sustenance myself, and so I wish to assist while my companion is acquiring his own.
Yeah, right. Well,
I had to say it.
there's
I know.
Well, it's kind of early, so if you don't require anything to eat, you can always just sit down out here if you're so inclined to do. You're not harming anyone here. You see him just like awkwardly scratch the back of his head, trying not to make eye contact. This interaction of his.
As a side note, in Vic's head, Alpha just goes, not harming anyone yet.
Oh no.
And like, right, I'll do that then. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
And I'll just pull up a chair and I'll sit like near the entrance. Just kind of keep surveying the area and watching for any like suspiciousness. Still with my hood up. So I am being super suspicious looking for suspiciousness.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be
Don't be
suspicious.
suspicious.
He does get done with his stuff as the rest are being seated. You are brought menus. And for everything to get, as you chose one of the more expensive places on this to get everything that you would want in your breakfast platters, it would be a 10 gold total for everyone. Before the individual walks in, he does kind of awkwardly turn. Do you need like some water or something? Never mind. And he just like, never mind. And he just walks away. Right, no sustenance. No. He goes in and does his work. But
Did we have to pay up front? Did we have to pay up front for that, yeah?
No, you would be brought a check.
Okay,
bill.
right. Cool.
But you are all sitting within. You do see as a couple people pull up. Not many people are sitting to dine in. Most are picking up bags with whatever breakfast and side of coffee that they're taking on the go, doing their own things. You are, or at least Vic, you're looking around, do you not? You're
Yeah,
kind of listening out. Go ahead and roll perception, as you are the one sitting outside for now.
Oh boy. I love rolling with disadvantage. Not bad still.
This is fine.
17.
I'm like looking for any, I mean, obviously a hobgoblin or anyone that seems to be paying us very close attention as well.
You don't catch anyone paying attention to you. After about a half an hour, you watch as an individual kind of walks along the pavement as, the main foot traffic along this place, passing out flyers to everyone.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Go ahead.
I'd like to take a look at anyone that looks like they're picking up like bags of food, but for like not just themselves and maybe one other person, but like a few people.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe someone picking up food for a group that doesn't want to be seen outside.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll perception.
Lovely.
Takes a while, and I mean, you have time waiting for your breakfast to come in. There is a group of individuals, 3, that are standing around waiting, and eventually they do end up with several large drink caddies filled with like hot coffee cups. You see as they pass over the money and walk out with dozens.
Does anyone think they're ordering quite a bit?
Is there any reaction from the like counter when they saw these people come in?
There was only
Like,
Hmm.
any difference? Like, are they like? Are they, I guess, regulars? I guess, or are they showing? I guess seems super like a weird thing to ask, but are they like scared of these people or afraid of what they're gonna or like that?
I'll allow Kaylin to roll an insight on this,
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah,
since you're outside.
yeah sorry. My bad.
You're fine.
Better than the perception.
There wasn't really any recognition. It didn't, it wasn't the type of recognition one would get if they were regulars in any way. Just an acknowledgement of an order, like, oh, pick up, okay, one moment. Then they brought over. Nothing stood out beyond that interaction. They weren't even acting suspicious in their mannerisms. There was no hidden meaning, no shifty eyes to be seen. Just picking up coffee for the morning.
I'm still gonna ask the group. Do those people seem a bit suspicious? Picking up a lot of drinks.
I'm not familiar with the area, so hard to say how common it would be.
It'd just be somebody, picking up the order to breakfast for, colleagues.
Maybe.
Perhaps I should follow them.
Wouldn't hurt.
Kalen gets up and follows them out, trying to keep his distance.
Okay.
I turned to Katrina. Should we follow him?
I was gonna say, seeing Kaylin leave, I'll look back at the others and kind of like give them like a what's going on kind of thing, because I'm at the door and y'all are inside,
Yeah.
and I don't want to draw attention to Kaylin and just ask him what's going on. So
Probably
I was gonna
not.
turn around and look at you guys.
Probably not smart, to have him walking around on his own.
Yeah, we should probably go together.
Have these guys have you guys already eaten, or is this like before the food even gets there?
No, you've eaten and your bill did
Okay.
come in.
Okay, cool.
We are
Just for the
paying
record.
bill.
Just for the record, and I'm saying this of my own volition. I don't know if that's the right word or not. Nuke is going to pay for this himself, right? And he is going to resentfully look at Vic. Oh no, shit, you can't look at Vic. Let's go with Katrina then. As in,
Mhm.
and yeah,
I think I'd be a little more focused on Kaylin right now, and probably wouldn't.
No one saw you pay for the meal.
Nobody saw you pay.
oh my
Because
God, I
if
don't
neither
fucking
of you
believe
are
this.
looking at me and Kaylin just walks out, I'm following Kaylin. So
Oh, I hate my life right now. I'm
Nuke
down 10 gold and I got nothing for it.
Absent-mindedly, your allies walk away, leaving you with the bill. However, you honestly decided to pay for the bill. You look back as trying to look for some kind of like affirmation that you did the right thing, but they were already out the door and down the street.
Son of a
You're not-
bitch.
I love this so much.
You do
I
see
believe
as
this.
the people at the front desk thank you for your patronage as you walk out.
You don't know the shit of it is?
Is there on the counter, is there a little jar of like mints or something?
Yeah. There's a tray. There's a tray of mints.
I'm gonna just fucking I'm taking more than one.
Full handful.
You fistful. You reach up on the top counter. You grab a fistful as a couple of the candies clang down onto the ground. as
Yeah,
you
I'm just
run
gonna
out.
swear. I'm just gonna like mumble swear. Just keep swearing while I'm walking out. Fucking son of a bitch! Fucking one time. Fuck those guys.
You know the shit of it is that the only one that will believe you if you say you paid is Kaylin.
The only
The
one that
others are
hasn't given
probably
me
just going to
shit.
be like, "Oh fuck, we didn't pay."
Can I grab one of the flyers that that guy was handing out on the way past him?
As you
Cool.
walk up, he does turn to you and passes you a flyer.
I don't even turn to look at him. I just grab it and go.
Okay. Yeah. You look down. It's just a simple. You look at it at the top, the banner on the top. It says, "People's Appreciation Fair," and it states the dates. It's going to be running for several days. For the next 3 days, the 36th, the 37th, and the 38th.
Does it say who is organizing it?
As you scan through the papers, I mean, there's a lot of, like, names that you don't know. But it does have a list of people holding the event. Some company names as sponsors for the event. Speaking events throughout the entirety of the event. There are multiple people, speaking guests.
Okay, I'm gonna deep dive here real quick. Hold on. Are any of those company names? Do any of them ring a bell from what's the guy's name? From what the guy that picked us up from our ship was telling us that Datus Moores was investing in when he got here.
Trade Winds, I think.
Was that the guy's name? I don't know what his name was, but
The company name is you did recognize is the same company, the trading company that the what's it called worked for.
okay, cool.
He's
Good
one.
catch.
Their company is one of the sponsors.
Great. Good to know. Good to know.
You do notice there's a few others that you recognize specifically,
Mhm.
that are more. I mean, obviously, they don't hold much status in the city nowadays. You do see as Runia Saxum is one of them. That one stands out the most, but
Yeah.
go ahead and roll the history just in case.
All right. Alexander Lancaster was leader of the Headwind Trading Company. Okay, so
Yes.
so it's his company that's kind of organizing this or sponsoring it, I guess.
Part of sponsor, yes.
Okay. You said history, right?
Mm-hmm. There are several other smaller companies that you've never heard of. With a 10, you do recall something about you remember that Theron Credula was the sole owner of the Runia Saxum name.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do anything, but I mean, he is a big funder of Pernios. He puts a lot of money into the city.
And Renia Saxon is also one of the sponsors.
Basically, yeah, it's basically his company, yes.
Interesting. Okay. So we know Headwind Trading Company and Runia Saxon. Because Lancaster was saying that Datus Moores was at like some big like meeting and whatnot, right? That he was trying to
Mm-hmm.
do stuff with other companies and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
any of those companies that he was interested in? Are any of those on here?
Go ahead and roll perception.
Okay. Perception disadvantage.
Can't really tell, but you do see Lancaster's name is on one of the speaking events on the second day.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. I think that's the end of my deep dive. Thank you.
There are other names, but a lot of them are just nothing that you've never, like, none of these names have ever come up to you specifically.
Right. The ones that definitely stick out are Renius Axum and Headwind Trading Company.
To you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Cool.
But
thank you.
As you are all walking by, keeping some pace, you do watch as the three individuals pull in or walk into a vehicle that is parked right up to the curb. As they all get in, they load in their coffees, and they drive down southward. The car does eventually start to pull out of range of being able to keep up on foot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna follow them. I feel like that's a dead lead. We're looking for someone who's like getting stuff for nearby.
Well, this was fruitful. And expensive.
Oh yeah, who got the bill?
Well, you walked out without paying. Wow. You stole breakfast. Hypocrite. You know what? Never again. Do not ever tell me not to steal anything ever again. You guys are fucking hypocrites.
I believe you were the one that chose that place. Were you not?
Man,
So-
yeah. What's your
Therefore,
point?
should it not fall to you to pay the bill?
Must be some weird fucking Pernio's fucking custom.
Mm.
Not where I'm from. I mean, where I'm from, you would have just stole it.
Precisely.
Wait, what do you mean precisely? It was like literally the opposite of your point.
Just confirming we're on the same page.
I mean, I'll be honest, I thought we were going to ask the staff, whether they've seen, wait, does anybody actually have like a picture of Dallas Rosen? If we were to like ask somebody, have you seen this person? Yeah. Anyone?
I mean, one of us has the picture from Tenebris of like the bunch of them.
Yeah, I should have it on my tablet now.
Probably, yeah.
How old is that picture?
Quite.
I
Quite old.
mean, more specifically, is he dramatically different?
Mm-hmm.
What was that laugh? Oh.
I have no idea what's going on.
Me neither. I'm confused.
I'm not certain. I don't think I've seen Talus, have I? I don't think I have.
The last time you've seen Talus was in the picture that
it
Harlan
was just the
showed.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Which was from like forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, show Katrina the picture. She saw him, right? In her fucking vision. And he like waves his hand in the air. Her fucking vision.
Not super detailed, but I can try to see if at least the outline's familiar.
I believe, Kaylin, you've had run-ins with them recently as well.
Yes, indeed, I have. Would I know whether he looks like the same as that picture or not?
Since it hasn't been, I mean, it's been only several weeks since the last time you had seen, like, from recent to the old picture. The old picture that Harland had shown you the night when he was, telling what he knew, he looks identical to the video that you saw as he stood up at the podium talking to the Knockferrum potentials on Tenebrae Station. The one video you saw on that forum that had been locked down.
Okay. So he should look basically the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, yes, he did look almost the exact same as when I saw him on the footage. When we saw him. When I saw him in person.
Well, I guess we could, I don't know, go around unless somebody's got a better idea. To ask if anybody's seen him. Show me the
Perhaps.
picture.
I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin is going to use his magical tinkering to take like I'm assuming there's a piece of paper somewhere around or
Yeah.
something I can use. Yeah. So he's just gonna use that to do the visual, the static visual of like a picture of him, so they can sort of show more people. Like they don't have to all go around as a party at the same time.
I gotcha.
Even if it's just like we're in the same like business and we're just asking multiple employees at once.
Mm-hmm.
We don't necessarily need to split the party.
Go ahead and high or low for me.
Me or the party?
You.
Fuck. Hi.
Nice.
Hey.
You spend the rest of the day. Evening sets in. And everything turned up negative. No one recognized. But eventually you made it to a diner. The person, at least the one behind the register, there was a brief moment of just shrugging you off. You thought it was nothing. Hundreds of people being asked the same question along this area. But you caught some recognition as you shared the photo to, looks like an elderly half-elf, graying hair, curled into like a bun on the back of her head. I think I seen. It was, I don't know. He came in just for a brief moment. He was picking up some food. He didn't stay long.
When was this?
I think it was about 2 days ago.
Would you have any idea where he might have come from or where he went?
I'm not sure. It was, him and this, tiefling girl. I've never seen them before. They were none of my regulars that come in here.
Kaylin sort of freezes at her saying the tiefling girl.
Am I here? Is Nuke here as well?
I was gonna say, are we all here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so what? They both walked in here, like freely.
What do you mean? I mean, it didn't. They weren't forced to walk in. They came in, got a couple takeaway trays, and made on their way.
Did it appear to be only food for the both of them?
I think so. It was just simple trays. That was it. There was an order that came in earlier. It was bigger, but it wasn't theirs. They didn't come in to pick that one up.
Oh, man.
Nuke is like deep in thought right now.
You have no idea where they went afterwards. Do you see which way they turned when they left? Even the direction that they went once they left your shop?
I'm not sure. They got into a truck, or not a truck. It was a smaller vehicle, and pulled away.
Right. That's something. Describe this vehicle, please.
She goes on. The only thing I really remember is it was an all black car, chrome details. And that was it. I still had most of my shift to go, and it was a busy time. Sorry, I don't really remember much.
Kalen is gonna chime in and he's gonna try and appeal to her emotions. This is the tiefling was a dear friend of mine. I fear she could be in danger. If there's anything else you know, please tell us.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Yeah, that can go badly. Oh, or well.
She takes a moment. You see her eyes darting back and forth, looking into yours, and seems as though she's trying to search her memory. Hearing your pleas kind of set whatever the gears in her mind turning slightly. A little bit harder now. I think they were making idle conversation, something about that they'll be heading out in a few days. After the event is over.
After which event?
Vic just kind of holds up the flyer. This event. After this one's over.
Possibly. It's one of the things that have been posted up over billboards for the last few days. Everybody's excited for it. The attacks in Pernios have set a lot of people on edge, so any break from that, it's the only thing going on.
Thank you. It means a lot to us.
Of course. I do apologize, and I hope that you can find your friend.
Kalen will turn to leave.
Yeah, Vic's gonna go to the door as well and just look outside and see if you can see that vehicle that she described anywhere. It's a long shot. 'Cause I mean, you said it's probably late at night already, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sun's already
Yes,
going
I mean-
down. Street lamps are coming back on.
Yes, I mean, he'll still take a look around and just because he has the, the description fresh in his mind kind of thing, but
Mhm.
he'll have a look and see if he can see anything matching that description. Just around the area.
Go ahead and roll perception.
Disadvantage. Wow, double sixes. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, nothing. I mean, there's hundreds of cars passing you at any given moment. Just because it's evening, people are still going everywhere. There is nightlife to be had here in Pernios. And it's not late enough for activities to die down. You look across the street, and again, the park being further down along this road, you can see a lot of like these streamers of lights running from one tree to another. There's people walking in and out. That same cool breeze still being felt, at least by those that can feel. But no vehicle that stands out in that description.
Okay.
I need everybody to go ahead and make Constitution saving throws, as this is another day that has gone by and no sleep to be had.
Oh no.
Vic, you take another point of exhaustion.
Fuck. Okay.
Nuke, you're safe. Kaylin, you're safe. Katrina.
Have we all walked out of the shop yet?
I
Unless
think I
there's
might have
anything
it by
else.
now.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
like
is that-
standing on the street. I'm standing on the street.
Wait, so sorry, who? Everyone's outside then, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Katrina, go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw.
Look,
Con save.
this is fine.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay, you are safe.
it's fine.
Vic, you do
I know.
notice as the lights on Vic are dimming.
You guys heard that, right? The tiefling walked in. Walked in.
Doesn't mean it was of her own ability.
What, into a fucking food shop? Just, oh, I'm gonna kidnap this person, but I'm gonna just like waltz them into a fucking public place.
It's possible she was threatened or coerced in some way.
I
Like
don't see it. I don't see it.
Don't show.
If she were to try and get away, they may likely know how to find her quickly with the items they have.
Precisely.
Nuke just kind of presses his lips together and he's just nodding his head no. Or shaking his head, rather. Subtly, as in, like, he's not actively disagreeing anymore, but he's just not accepting it either. Something doesn't feel right. That's a bit weird.
Nothing about this feels right. But we need to find her. If Knockferrum has something to do with this event, it's happening in the next few days. We need to ensure that we're able to, I don't know, play our part in it as well.
I don't know. Did that person say whether they come in here, like, is this their first time?
They've
They
never
come in
seen
here
them before.
often?
They've never seen them before.
Regardless, I think everyone could use some rest. Probably look into this event in the morning.
Vic just kind of like, almost in shock, looks at Kalen, like surprised that he's the one suggesting this.
You could probably tell he's not doing a good job of hiding it, but he's upset and conflicted. There's a lot going on in Kalen's head at the moment, especially with what Nuke just talked about.
Hmm. Perhaps you're right. None of us are any use to anyone if we're not capable of even holding ourselves up.
Nuke doesn't say anything. Looking down at the ground, thinking.
If we're outside, can we look for, a potential place to rest?
Go ahead and roll perception.
Oh, that went
Almost
back and
good.
forth for me for between that 20 and an 8 for so long.
Yeah.
You look around, and there's not really many places, at least along this drive. You do find open vacancies in a second floor hostel. Cheap. Total would be a gold each. But it's a bed, it's a place to sleep. However, privacy isn't something that you get in hostels.
True. What do you think? Rest up there?
It's better than anywhere else, or better than nowhere, rather.
Yeah, let's go there.
Mind you,
I can. Hmm?
you do have your
Huh?
truck. The truck
Yeah,
is...
we can sleep in the truck.
I mean, it
yeah.
is longer than... As you look through, I mean, there is other things. There is a bunk. There's floor space. Keep in mind that I will have some write-up as to things you guys can do with the vehicle. It's not just a mode of transportation. It is a lab. It does have function.
Okay. Yeah, if we can sleep in there, let's sleep in there.
It's fine too.
Better than the goddamn hostel.
I mean, who
Is there any
knows?
parking? Is there any parking close to this place where we know that they've been the shop? Is there
Roll
like
a
place
perception
where
check.
we could park really close? Perception. Fuck you.
Because
Oh
a
my
lot of
God.
the buildings that you've been walking through have been all along the main pathway along, and all of these buildings. With your 15, you do notice that there is a small little underground right by the diner that you had got this information from, a paid parking spot.
How about we grab the truck, we park close by, maybe they might come back again. I mean, we gotta park somewhere, right? May as well park last known location.
Indeed. This is a terrible idea, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Vic will kind of gesture to the rest, go and go get the vehicle. I'll remain here and ensure this spot stays open. Could I position myself in the center of the spot?
Okay. So who's going back to get the truck? Everybody else?
I think since I can drive it, I may as well.
If Kaelin is going back, I'd stay with Vic, but if Kaelin is staying, I would go with Katrina.
I'll go.
All right.
Probably could use some walking time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah.
right. So Katrina and Kaylin head down the road, walking this several miles path along the park. It's calming. It's starting to die down, but the sounds of traffic still meet your ear. You can hear random beeps, horns, just life. With everything going through your mind and a day finished, we'll go ahead and take a break right there. Take a 10-minute.
All right.
I really need to use the loo.
Yeah. So stand
Awesome.
up, stretch, take a small
Here we-
break, and then
Hey.
we'll be back.
All right.
Okay. So
Get all in a bit.
we'll see you soon. Oh boy, oh boy. My God. So they are still trying to figure out what they need to figure out. But there's a lot of there's a lot of role play to be had. I mean, I think these are these last few sessions have really been a bonding moment for the party, I think. Trying to work towards something. Seems, I don't know. Yeah. I know. It is a lot of, they are working towards something. And I'm pretty excited to see where they go. I mean, there's a lot. There needs to be, there's something there, right? Hopefully some role play comes out of it. Hopefully they don't, because they did get rare items, so I don't know. I'm sure people are eager to get into some combat to test out their new stuff. But yeah. Go ahead and stand up, stretch, do your thing, and welcome in, Muffers. We'll see you tomorrow for some games. That'll be exciting. It is on still. There's no cancellation. So hopefully you're prepared for that. I'm ready for it. Excited and terrified. It should be fine. For anybody that is curious and want to join, we do still have some spots. No one else joined up for the game. You can check that out on my Discord. But I need to stand up and stretch. I mean, I would talk a little bit more, but I need to use the restroom. I'm gonna be right back. Same. I'm trying so hard to let you guys figure things out. Like, try to get lines of questioning without me leading you, you know? I hope it's not as frustrating, you know? I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. The moment that you paid for breakfast was, oh, it's so good. It's so good. I thought that was so funny. Nuke is raging. It was so good. Oh man. It was such a lovely moment. Gonna steal some shit to make up for it, yeah. I mean, you are coming up to a point where the next 3 days are gonna be. I mean, there is a fair about to happen. Maybe there's things to steal there. Who knows? Surely there's gonna be some carnival games, right? It's so fun. Like, there are times where I I think about a lot of like unnecessary things to add to the session because I know this is unlike any other uh this is unlike any other type session where the freedom of doing things is there, right? Like that exists. But the characters drive to not, to trim the fat to the point where if something drives it forward, there is no room for side quest. You know? With no real lead for some time, it's hard to be like, Medea's here, but like you can play carnival games if you want, right? So I create carnival games knowing full well that they'll never be used, at least for this one. Because there is no conceivable time where playing carnival games is more important than finding a missing ally. This is a more wealthier area of Drastenbrook, yes. Drastenbrook is... Think of it like a lot of downtown areas where there's apartment complexes and smattered by like a few shopping centers, high-rise shopping centers that people can walk through. Like this area is... They are it is a block structure that each block has their own things. On the outer parts of Drastenbrook, especially where Drastenbrook meets the industrial park, the southern industrial park, that's where more of the lower income factory workers would go and have there. They also have like company owned housing in those areas as well. So definitely that Commonwealth style slave labor exists in these areas, as well as more of like the affluent rich people where they have their penthouses. However, the park itself is still, I mean, it's massive, but it is open to the public. Everybody is allowed to partake in this place. And even upon return, when they're walking back to the thing, that little small tent camp where it had a couple homeless people, they've already been like pushed out of the area. It seems as though Varley and patrol make sure that they maintain order or maintain some semblance of cleanliness, not allowing the underprivileged class to be seen in such a way that sullies this area. So, yeah. Oh, we're all back. I ended up talking way too long. Hello.
Hello.
Oh boy, are we all ready? Are we all back?
As ready as I'm gonna be.
So.
Katrina's not back.
Yeah, Katrina's not back at all. Nope.
Katrina's AFK.
That's fine. I'm still fucking AFK, I guess. I don't know how to push a freaking button.
Must be what she lost then doing that spell, her sense of direction.
I forgot to turn it off and on again.
Oh boy, alrighty. So, with that, Katrina and Kaylin, you make the long trek back up the west side of the park. You see as the nightlife is slowly starting to die down. More people are going home. But this place is pretty at night. All the shops still being open. You see all the amber glow spilling out onto the pavement outside. It's cool enough and there's a breeze enough where people are able to wear coats, though it's not necessary. Is there anything you would like to accomplish or conversations you might have before just picking up the truck and setting it up in the parking lot?
I don't think Kaylin would start a conversation. She's not gonna like ignore one.
Okay. Then we'll go through, Kaylin, what would be on your mind currently as the sun is now set?
There's gonna be a lot of rumination about how Medea, it's still stuck that it appears as though she left willingly. And that's a really difficult thing for him to deal with. Because he doesn't know how to interpret that, and he obviously hasn't had a chance to talk with her or get an explanation at any point. So it's sort of wrestling with that persistent thought that he can't get an answer to at the moment, but he can't take his mind off of it.
Katrina, it's
Hello.
been a long time since you've tapped into this power that you've had for as long as you could remember.
Mm-hmm.
What is going through your mind currently?
She's more concerned about if they're actually going to be able to find this person. At this point, she's dumping power into this, but we are still not too much closer. What else are we gonna lose?
Mm.
And it's a risk tapping into it again so soon after you had already shunted it back out of your mind, knowing that it's only a matter of time before whatever it is takes over and you do lose some of yourself. Memories become foggy, cloudy, or some type of rewriting of a memory that you once had. Faces fade slightly, overwritten by others. And you know full well what it does and how it changes your mind. Vic and Nuke,
Mm-hmm.
what are you all doing as you are still holding this parking spot? You do watch as there's a couple vehicles honking at you to move, but no one really wanting to test their might getting out of their vehicle as they see the faint glow of eyes under the cloak.
Yeah, I don't really like pay them much attention, but every time that someone does honk at me, I just kind of like slowly raise my head up and look back down again.
Yeah, and just as quickly they just drive away.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, do you have any conversations you guys would like to have?
I mean, unless Vic says something, I think Nuke would be, I don't know, I would imagine sitting on a curb or something close by. It's kind of, that whole like chin on his face, kind of resting on his arm, thinking, like what's going through his head is, I think he finds it hard to accept that Medea walked into that place like freely. Up to this point, he's been imagining that she's, whatever happened after that night she took off, that she's just been captured, and essentially been a prisoner. That threw him. That completely changed things. What's going through his head now is, what the hell? From like, is she now like working? Are they working together? Like, all sorts of thoughts are going through his head, different scenarios. And he's just finding it difficult to come to terms with this. He's just sitting, thinking.
Vic will speak up, and he won't necessarily make eye contact with Nuke. He's probably still playing with this orb he has, but just kind of absent-mindedly just says, "Do you believe she's working with them?"
Ooh. I don't know. I mean, surely you think it's kind of weird, right? That she just walked in there. Last time we saw her, she was locked in that room, right? In Renault's place.
Hmm.
She just left us that night. Got up, gone. And let's not forget, she's been keeping a lot of secrets.
Indeed.
I don't know,
I may
man.
not have known her. I may not know her for long, but the time that I have, she's always had her own secrets.
Kaylin seems to trust her like a lot.
Indeed, they traveled together before I met them. I believe she helped him out of a tight spot.
Mm. I don't know
That
what to
said,
think.
I don't know. Don't think concluding that she is working with them is the correct way. It's possible. She knows, as secretive as she was, she knows what's right. Just because she's traveling with them of her own free will does not mean she wants to. There is little limit to what people will do to ensure they can survive. This may be just such thing. She may be waiting for us to find her as strongly as we are attempting to find her.
Maybe.
I can only hope that she's only following them along because she feels she needs to.
Well, I guess nothing's definitive just yet.
Indeed.
They said that they were leaving after the event. Right?
What is that sound?
Background noise, Sleepy, I think.
I don't know.
Is it Sleepy's?
Sleepy took the truck out for a joyride.
Sorry.
Oh, it is Sleepy's, yeah.
Apologize.
One for a Zoom.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, what was your question?
They said that they were leaving after the event, right?
Indeed, yes. They said, they said they were leaving in a few days. Which seems to line up with the event, yes.
Wait, I thought one of you specifically said that they were going to leave in a few days after the event.
Is that what the bistro person said?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, then I take back what I said. Yes, correct.
So,
We assumed that it's this event. Yes.
so I'm just thinking. I mean, that sounds like the event is important, right?
Indeed, but we don't know why.
But I don't know. Might they be kicking around backstage? I mean, if the event is important, well then, maybe we should try to get in, behind the scenes somewhere. To be honest, I'm not really sure what this event is about. I heard you talking about it, but I don't know. I mean, there was some speakers or some shit, right?
Indeed.
Surely
so
there's
it
got to be
appears
some.
kind of speaking event. Yes.
So I'd imagine there's probably some, I don't know, backstage area, some VIPs and whatnot. I mean, if the event is important to them, well then maybe they'll be there.
And it starts like tonight, right? DM.
It starts
This coming night. Sorry.
Yeah, the following night.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible if we can get there during the day while they're still maybe setting things up, we might be able to find someone to speak with. And I point to oh god, where did it go? Why am I missing things again? I point to the Headwind Trading Company name on the flyer. This company, it's Lancasters, the gentleman who, well, escorted us here from our ship. Seems like he's going to be speaking here as well. If we can find him, perhaps he's uncovered more information since dropping us off.
Nuke, roll a perception as you look at the flyer.
Yeah, my character sheet's gone. 1 second. Okay, here we go.
Ooh, nice.
It's a standard flyer. Even before your mind recognizes what you had seen, your body instinctually reacts. Hot embers burn inside. As you see on the second day, on the list of speakers, a name very familiar to you. Roloff Clegane.
Oh, shit.
I take the flyer from Vic. I mean, just reach out. I don't like snatch it or anything, but yeah, take it.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you take it, yeah.
And I mean, I'm just staring at the name.
I'm not certain what kind of speaking event this is, but if the trading company's involved, perhaps it's not all bad. Perhaps he doesn't know what's happening. But
I look at Vic and look back at the flyer.
you're all right.
And to be honest, actually, I think probably some color has gone from his face. You perhaps might notice a shift in behavior. You remember the other night? I said I was looking for somebody
Indeed.
who wronged me.
Indeed. Yes.
I point to the name and put my finger to the name and turn the flyer over to him. That's him.
Clegane. All right.
From Tenebris.
It's concerning.
Very. I think Nuke would be probably shaking a little bit, kind of his voice, quivering a bit. You think we could, find that Lancaster guy? Think maybe he might be able to get us some passes?
It's possible. If he's here this next day, can at least hopefully speak to him and figure out what this event is actually for.
I don't think...
Clegane is indeed here. He may not know, or Lancaster may not know his involvement. It's his company that's assisting and organizing this, sponsoring it. Only hope that he wouldn't knowingly let someone like Clegane into his midst.
Looking at the flyer, does it specify anything regarding what he's speaking about?
As you read through the flyer, you start to catch like what the fair is about. It's more of a... Everything seems like companies working together to reassure the people of Pernios, give them some peace of mind. A lot of hints at solidarity, security, reassuring that where the government lacks, there are people that still have some semblance of care for the average person living here.
And there's no is it just his name there? As in, I know the event is what did you say, sponsored also,
Mhm.
like but it's collective, right? They're not the main company, right? Or
No,
are
there
they?
are several companies at the bottom showing sponsorships or some
Yeah.
funding that they had provided to put this event on for the people.
Is Clegane's, is there like an affiliation with a particular company? Is it just his name, or does it like in brackets say, of whatever company?
Go ahead and roll perception. Or roll investigation. You do catch his name a few times across. And in fact, you do see as there is Clegane Trading Co. at the bottom.
Sorry, just writing that down. um, Sorry, just kind of threw me a little bit. I knew he was here, but didn't really expect him to be positioning himself, in influential positions so quickly.
I do also find it odd that the Saxon group is affiliated with this. Cordulo took it over some time ago. So perhaps he has more information on this as well, but I don't know where he's gone to.
And wasn't Renault fucking going for the election coming up in whatever, few months, year? I mean, they're not wasting much time,
There's that
right?
too. Indeed.
Huh. I mean, clearly they're all still working together. It wasn't just a matter of, funding for Rosen, on Tenebris. Clearly they are still in cahoots.
Just wish we knew what this event is actually for. What do they hope to gain from it?
Well, I can tell you one thing. It's not as altruistic as it may seem on the surface. I can tell you that. If he is involved, Clegane, well, he's a nasty piece of work.
I understand.
It would be at this point the truck pulls up to the parking spot. You can see Kaylin and Katrina through the windshield.
Are you using a different mic or something? Like what's...
No, I'm
Sorry.
sorry. I have an AC on in the background.
Oh,
It's hot.
Okay. I understand. Okay. That makes more sense. Sorry, that was...
Yeah, no, sorry. I'll turn it
No,
off.
you're good. It's okay. Okay, anyway, so the truck pulls up.
I thought he moved to the coast, personally.
Yeah, just like open sea beside him. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll stand up and just place the orb at my side again and move off to the side, let them park.
Nuga's just going to be doing the 1,000 yards there.
You didn't move from your curb as they pull in. You hear as
No.
the truck settles. So,
All right.
All right.
is there anything else you would like to... I mean, the conversation can continue.
I mean, once they park up, I mean, I'm just going to open the door and I'm just going to just walk in. I'm not even saying anything. I'm just going to find somewhere to sit down. And yeah, staring, as I said, 1,000 yards stare.
Katrina and Kaylin, go ahead and roll an insight.
Look,
I was gonna say, because this isn't my thing to share, so
I got a 5.
Nice. Kaylin, you notice immediately that there is something weighing heavily on Nuke. If he made any attempt to hide his emotions,
Oh,
it's poor.
Did you take another sandwich?
Yeah. Oh God. Does Katrina say that out loud?
No, I don't even notice.
Nuke, are you all right?
he just looks up. Deep breath. Yeah. Found somebody I was looking for. Not Medea. Just FYI. The event. Vic gave me the flyer and I recognize someone. That guy I was telling you all about the other night. And I guess he stands up and kind of shakes it off a little bit. I think we should try. Get backstage at this event. I don't think just participating in the crowd is enough. And I just show everybody the flyer. So Medea and not Medea, sorry, Katrina and Kaylin.
Medea fails her perception check.
Yeah, so apparently he's got a company. He's a keynote speaker here. Or not keynote, but a speaker. I was just saying to Vic, obviously this event isn't, as altruistic as, it might seem. Or perhaps, maybe it's just some of the people lurking, behind the scenes. The event starts, tomorrow?
First day, yes.
You think, maybe could we get, jobs or something? I don't know, fucking waiters or something, I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's likely too late to attempt such a thing tonight, but if we can find Lancaster tomorrow, maybe able to arrange something.
He seemed genuine, right?
Indeed. In everything that I spoke to him about, he seemed as though he wished to help.
Nuke,
Yes.
are you going to be all right?
Yeah. Just kind of caught me a little bit. No, I'm good. Just, I was thinking about Medea, what I said. Just walking in, finding it a bit weird, and then, just noticed this. Threw me for a little bit of a loop. And he just starts swinging his
Yes.
arms. Go on.
Do you think you might be able to tell us what happened?
Stands there scratching his nose. I guess. I was going to tell you guys that night, but, kind of crept up on me a little bit. There's no real easy way to say it. This guy, Roloff Clegane, went by Lord Clegane on Tenebris, framed my dad for something he didn't do. And he and Nuke's bottom lip starts to quiver. He had him killed. Yeah. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be. I've thought about this for so long. And now knowing he's, so close. I mean, he had high standing on Tenebris. I guess that's how he was able to do what he did. I mean, to be honest, it all happened so quick. I was quite young. But I do remember people talking confused. I mean, it was like an air of, I don't know, something seemed off. I mean, it was all, he was apprehended, and within 2 days, even, he was sentenced to death. Which is exceptionally quick. They said that he was responsible for the death of... To be honest, I actually don't even know who it is. I was never able to locate any records of this dead person. But, sometime later, I was visited by this woman who, she told me not to believe everything that was going about. That my father was innocent. And she gave me... He reaches for his backpack. His book. There was a bit of a commotion, and I mean, she took off. Not really sure what else to say. I mean, just kind of things changed a lot. Just
Very sorry.
Indeed. I mean, I was quite young at the time. I was just confused. But knowing that, I mean, the days passed, the weeks passed. My mum took it pretty bad. I mean, naturally enough. She changed. She rarely ate, didn't leave the house. I kind of had to step up and look after some things. This went on for a few months, and one day one morning I woke up and went to wake her up. And she was dead. She had passed away in the middle of the night. She was devastated. I mean, she was never right after that, and I think she died of a lonely heart. To be honest, it was at that moment, that's when confusion and helplessness turned into anger, just thirst for revenge. Never could quite get very close to him until now. Yeah. Kind of rubs the corners of his eyes. Yeah.
That sounds horrible. Very sorry for what happened.
Guess it
Would
is
you
what
get-
it is.
If we do get the opportunity, we'll help you get justice.
Mm. I know my father he wouldn't harm anybody. I need to know why. He sits back down.
Well, we definitely need to have a talk with this Clegane.
Mm.
But we need to get into the event first.
He just nods and says nothing. Just staring at the book in front of him. Not looking at it, or not opening it, but just looking.
What time is it in the day?
It is evening at this time. You're pushing maybe around 9 o'clock.
I think Kalen's probably going to work on stuff until everybody sort of decides to retire.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check. The day, it's a little distracting. Everything that you've learned thus far has put a bit of a hamper on everything that you've been working on, but you do make a little bit of progress. Not enough that the object that you are working on is complete, but almost.
Cool.
Is there anything that anyone would like to accomplish before sleep?
Don't think so. Just kind of taking in everything that Nuke has said. I'm also going to be keeping like fairly close to Kalen, just in case something the same as the previous night happens.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, just kind of keeping to myself for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna suggest actually a call and response type deal, so that like if that happens, someone can like ask, or someone can say a phrase, and then if I respond in a certain way, then you know it's me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if everyone agrees that's a good idea.
I mean,
Out of character is a really good idea, but in character,
exactly.
I think Nuke is still too preoccupied with what he's just brought up.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been noticeable, I guess. Let's put it this way: that Vic was keeping close to you, just to kind of keep an eye on you. But he wouldn't bring up that option either. Let's put it that way.
Kalen would.
Okay.
We should have some way of you all knowing if it's me or this Datus Moors controlling me somehow. Perhaps a phrase you could ask me, and if I have the correct response, you know it's me. But if I don't, then you know it's him.
Do you expect such a thing to happen again?
I wish I knew. But I don't think it's worth leaving it to chance.
Hmm. You're likely correct. However, I don't know. It's impossible to know how much he knows of you. Even if we do come up with this phrase, how will we know that he doesn't already know it?
Well, if he was able to look into my mind that easily, I feel he wouldn't have had to exit the room to discover our location.
Suppose you're right. What should this phrase be then? Should almost be nonsensical, so that even if you can rationalize it, it still wouldn't come with the right answer.
It's a good idea. Any particular thoughts?
Character you don't want me to answer.
I mean, I imagine this isn't just between me and Vicky, or me and, wow, Jesus Christ, in between me and Kaylin here. So I mean, it's probably being said out loud.
Yeah, no, it's the whole party. The whole party needs to
Yeah.
know it, just in case.
Exactly.
You don't want me to give you a code.
Probably not, but Trina is still welcome to because she heard it.
Exactly.
Shit.
Do it.
No, let's go with something logical from y'all first before we go to the chaos over here.
God damn it. I don't even know what would be a good thing. Like, honestly, the more absurd, the better. So I feel like you're, whatever you're thinking, their whimsy is probably not a bad idea. But
Okay. Ask him a math question, but make just it can be any math question as long as the answer is always pickle.
I see.
It won't matter what numbers we say. We won't have to remember the numbers as long as we know the answer is pickle. You'll never suspect it.
Oh, oh God. I mean, it's still the same answer, but what is the substance that powers the Ebengard?
Me saying the answer is pickle.
That's gonna be the answer.
Oh my god.
Because, I mean, Datus Morris should know the actual answer, but
All right.
does that work for everyone else?
Wonderful.
New grunts.
Also, I'm so sorry. Out of character.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, don't be sorry.
Yeah. I'll still be
Never had a
keeping
pickle.
watch. Nor have I.
God damn it.
Y'all know what I'm thinking. Anyways,
Yeah, you do not require sustenance, huh?
yeah, there. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
no problem.
Yeah. God damn it. I mean, that could have been the call and response too, but anyways.
Everyone knows you say that. It's not secret at all.
Well, yeah, but that could have been the answer.
I feel like it's too obvious. Anyways.
Anyways. Okay. Yeah, I'll still be keeping watch just in case. But I'll be able to do that while we rest.
Nuke is still looking. He's been for quite a while now, looking at the just holding the book, looking at the outside of it. He's going to open it up, and at the start, and he's looking into it. Sorry, looking into it.
Do we know if Nuke can read?
Oh shit.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, he said this numerous times. Remember?
Oh, I guess,
Dude, he gave you a book.
That's
you
true.
better have fucking read it.
Oh, that's
He
true.
also had a
Yeah.
lot of like books strewn across his like little room, his shelter
that's true.
behind
Yeah.
the walls.
Yeah,
He gave
and
me
a
a-
reference to reading about
gave me a-
seals and all.
Yeah, and he gave me a copy of my favorite book.
Right, that's true.
Mm.
That's true. Forgot about that. I'm not gonna, interrupt him from reading, but I'll take note of it. I guess while Kaylin's working and everyone else is kind of doing their own thing as well, Vic will kind of get into his sentry position a little bit early and kind of right beside Kaylin or wherever Kaylin's going to be sleeping. And he'll still be clutching the little orb in his hand, but he'll be starting his rest a little early, but staying perceptive.
Okay. And the setup of the like the box truck is very reminiscent to like a short RV box on the end, couch on the left side. Along the right wall is a stocked workshop. The chair itself kind of glides along these rails as to not fling out of control when the vehicle's in motion. In the back, there's like a small forge that is separate from the rest. You can see the smokestack on the outside, just to work on small parts, making like a lost cast molding for intricate pieces. In the back on the left side, 2 bunks, one above the other. The second bunk itself is filled with crates of just scrap, possibly prototypes of objects that are too far broken, but things that Kaylin could pick through. There are bunks, there's places you can sleep. And everybody settles down for the night. Eventually, the only thing left is the tinkering from Kaylin, and even then that halts eventually. Everyone having something that keeps their attention. Finding sleep tonight has been difficult, and Kaylin especially, always having these near misses, never being able to have that closure or rescuing the ability to save his friends. Katrina, with knowing that you are that much closer to losing what you have held on to for so long, being able to push back what you had been inherently born with. Nuke, being so close to someone that destroyed your life. And Vic still holding on to the fact that even in this moment there are hundreds of your kin never allowed to, or even having a chance to experience life as you would have. And whatever plan they have. But the lot goes quiet, and that faint amber glow lighting up the asphalt. You hear 1 or 2 cars coming in. those pulling their vehicles to go home to whatever family or whatever life they live. And the night takes you. And we'll go ahead and end right there.
Hey.
Well,
Oy,
Holy
oy, oy.
crap.
we'll see what happens tomorrow as the first day of the People's Appreciation Fair have begun.
This has the
Knowing-
potential to just go from 0 to
Yeah,
No time.
I mean, there is a potential for escalation, and we'll see what happens. But you do know that there are people there of great interest. There are investors and sponsors that may have a part or are just giving in to whoever the organizers were. But we'll figure out next time.
Oof.
Hey.
Cheers for that, DM. Thank you,
you
everyone.
so
guys for
much.
joining.
Thank
Oh,
you.
boy.
Have a
I
good
do
one.
have a theory
everyone.
about what it's
Thanks for streaming.
for that I've shared with Quest, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'll type it in the chat. But
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Cool.
But I will let you know if there is a session early on in the week just to make sure. I won't be home, but I do want to set up something like portable so we can still do this.
Alright.
So I will let you know within the first few days of the week coming up if we're gonna have a session.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
I hope so.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna do what I can because we're at a point in the story that's it's very intriguing for me. And,
It's real tense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is that moment where it's like, is some shit gonna go down or not? Right? Like it is teetering. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm ready to see what happens next. But thank you guys for joining today.
Thank you,
for
guys.
joining.
Thanks for running the
Yeah,
session.
Yeah.
Speak to you
I
guys
will
soon.
Catch you
Have a good one.
later.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. What a session. Like there has been this like underlying tension for the last few sessions and it's so good. I'm excited to see what happens next. I'm ready for it. I hope that we don't have to skip next week's session. I really don't want to skip it. As again, I won't be home, but hopefully we are there. October will be a point where streams will return. I have to brainstorm some type of return. I need to make things fun again. I am missing it. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But thank you guys so very much for hanging out with me today. I really do hope that you had fun. It has been a pleasure, an honor, and a privilege to hang out with all of these lovely people. Make sure that if you like everybody, go ahead and go through all of the people. I mean, if you look at the title, there are easy things that you can click on and you can follow all of these wonderful people. Bam Scout, Nowler, Quest for Gold, Serious Whimsy. They are all wonderful people. Do send them a follow, show them some love. If you want to follow me everywhere, exclamation socials, my YouTube, Discord, here on Twitch, and also Twitter. More things to come in the future. More things to come, and I hope to see you there. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out with me today, and we will be right back next week. Or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Catch you guys later. Bye, guys.